Well, here it is. It's time to find out whether Sonic skates on by with moderate success or blows it and splatters against a brick wall. Sonic the Hedgehog stars James Marsden as an apparent everyman kind of cop who wants to do something more with his life after he was vaporized by Jean Grey. He then crosses paths with Sonic the Hedgehog, who can run so fast he can leave an afterimage if he tries. Our little blue blur comes down with a case of the blues and causes a blackout, instigating Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik to track him down. Cue the Buddy Cop Kids movie with no policing, a faster-than-sound pace, and a box office record that certainly no one ever thought was going to be achieved. Faster pace indeed, as this movie goes from Montana to California in less than an hour, almost as fast as Sonic running to and from the Pacific Ocean. By the way, that feat was 840,000 miles per hour. You're welcome. Now, if the filmmakers would kindly explain how 1/10 of America wasn't turned into a barren wasteland from the Sonic boom, that would be much appreciated. Now, being yet another joint venture of Hollywood and video games, one could be forgiven for believing this movie would go about as well as a swim in the Amazon River with a nosebleed. After hearing Jim Carrey was in this film, I was hesitant since he went off the deep end with Kick-Ass 2 and the whole anti-vaccine thing. Then again, Robin Williams was lightning in a bottle with Aladdin, and Carrey pulls off a lesser accomplishment with a restrained version of his antics. Not quite Liar Liar, more like Bruce Almighty. Nonetheless, a welcome return to form for someone who was once seen as the funniest man alive. Even the references don't beat you over the head. Comments about chili dogs and green hills are passing and not screamed at you with a megaphone like, "Hey, did you see that reference? All of your nerd culture are belong to us." The CG isn't bad either. While the redesign is certainly leagues better than the Michelle Wolf-looking thing that came before it, there is the occasional scene where someone doesn't react as though Sonic has weight behind him. There really isn't much to say about this film other than Sonic the Hedgehog is meh. Carrey is funny enough, Sonic is charming, and James Marsden isn't wasted here like in X-Men 3. The reasoning for the buddy pairing in this film is a bit far-fetched because Sonic could just get a map, but overall, not a bad little kid's film. This is perhaps Sonic's greatest venture into the 3D realm yet. And yes, stay for the mid-credits, as there is nothing post-credits. Now, this is something I believe important. As we all know, the original Sonic design was a sin so terrible God probably contemplated closing the pearly gates. Seeing this possibility, Hollywood actually listened. Yes, for once in its terrible, miserable, abuse-filled history, a company with a lot of passion and talented folks actually listened to what we, the audience and fans, had to say. Now, if you've been watching my content for a while, you know I view Hollywood as a black sheep with an ankle monitor in the most merciful of light. Learning Tim Miller was the executive producer who gave an approval of the original design only further cements that he has no clue what he's doing, and Deadpool was a fluke. He did rape Terminator, after all. However, director Jeff Fowler heard our cries of anger, horror, and blue checkmark outrage and stepped up to the task of correcting a mistake. Tyson Hesse, a longtime Sonic fan and comic artist, was brought on to lead the redesign team working with the Japan-based Marza Animation Planet. So when I ask that you support this movie for this reason alone, I genuinely mean it. Send a message to Hollywood that we don't want all this woke nonsense like Birds of Prey or the apparent incoming all-female Fast and the Furious movie. We just want good movies that don't shove a narrative down our throat. Birds of Prey is a dumpster fire, clawing at anything it can while its diehard fans make up the most ridiculous and even unrelated reasoning to rate this movie lower. Don't listen to the lies and go watch Sonic the Hedgehog. Don't listen to emotional, irrational temper tantrums from butthurt fans because no one wants to put up with this shit anymore. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please like, share, and subscribe for more weekly reviews, and I'll see you next week.